In between, they are cultivating every year. They are growing crops, agriculture crops.
I don't need to write any of this down, do I?
Yeah.
I do need to write.
Is agriculture as usual.
Yeah.
Without disturbing the agriculture,
Right.
you can go plantation.
Yes.
That is the combination of
This
both.
spacing, 8 meters spacing, they are growing agriculture. Second year, they are taken maize as crop. Plantation is as it is growing.
Do you do that for the cash flow or do you do
for the cash flow.
For cash flow.
See, basically, there are two ways we can go through this brochure, which gives the idea. Intercrop can be done.
Yeah.
Okay.
and how long will you leave these for?
This for 4 years.
4 years.
Yeah.
And then, right.
We are going to catch it.
Yeah.
Okay. And it will grow again.
It will grow again.
And then every year after that, or every
Right to the ground. Again, the shoots will come
again.
Yeah.
And how many times will it come again?
Three times. 12 years.
So I'll show you the nursery.
I mean, they're very close together.
Yeah.
If you plant controlled environment, and it will grow into a plant. And we do it.
But you have to
Because
wait.
they have to wait to get
Pepper
money
and
for 4
any
years.
plywood.
Okay,
So every year to sustain their living, they'll grow crops.
Right.
So it is furniture, but we cut it 4 years. So income generation is fast.
Commercially.
If you keep it for 10 years, it's good for
Yeah.
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 3 meter, 1.5 meter will grow that much.
Okay.
We'll show that also. Nearby we can see.
Right. And you don't show these off.
So nice and ఎప్పుడు వచ్చాము
There's no value in the
ఇది డిప్కాయలు పడింది ఎప్పుడు చాలా రోజుల క్రితం వచ్చాము ఇక్కడికి అయితే గుర్తొస్తుంది వెంటనే చూడని
They need fertilizer as well.
Yeah, it requires proper fertilization. Annual dosage is required. And irrigation. Of course, if rain is
Guinea, I don't think
Guinea is 6 months rain, 6 hours and 3,000.
Especially in the southeast,
Now it's raining.
What we have in mind is we want the local farmers.
నిమ్మకాయల వాడు ఇంక నిమ్మలు కూడా ఎక్కడ అక్కడ ఒక ఆయన ఉండాలి కదా అక్కడ అక్కడ ఒకసారి లంచ్ కార్యక్రమం కూడా చేయడం జరిగింది ఆయన బోన్సాయి ప్లాంట్స్ ఇంట్లో చాలా అన్ని పెట్టుకుంటారు జానకిరామే కదా ఓకే ఇదే విలేజ్ చాలా మంది వచ్చేవారు
జనరల్ ఉదయం రావాలని గాలి బాగుంది వాటర్ ఉంటాయి ఇట్లా అన్ని దగ్గర రాదు
What is the distance here?
Right.
Right, and it still makes money doing that. Right. Because the problem
We'll just walk.
I've had in England on my farm where we want to grow similar things.
1 or 2 meters.
Yeah, this is
Standard mill was very close to the farm. The transport costs.
2 rows. This is 1.5 meter. This is 1 meter, and in between irrigation.
So what's the most intense you can do? Are we going to see this? Okay.
I'll show you some photographs. If you are, I'll
See, for
show
a
you-
farmer,
I'll show you some.
farmer, he has some 5 hectares, 3 hectares. He wants to get maximum.
But it
every
diminishes
year.
the growth of
For
the
a
tree.
company,
No, no,
Because you're
no.
saying,
This
moisture.
gets good
even without
advantage.
3 plus,
Right.
For
300,000
agriculture
plus.
crops, they use
you-
fertilizer.
Yeah. Okay.
In
on
an
the
area,
flat
would you
land.
be better
Fertilizer.
off doing
So the tree
like
get advantage
a mix
of
of ages, or would
going
you
on
do
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
one
Yeah.
age? And, do you know what I mean?
the different crops.
So you could have like
Same land,
This is the same land with
Right.
tobacco crop.
see, wherever
Right.
rainfall is more.
Second,
Generally, if you
second season they have taken maize.
Cotton.
Somewhere else this one.
minimum maintenance.
Right.
This is old model.
Yeah.
This is cotton.
Suppose vegetables and other things,
Yeah.
people
Different
should
crops
use,
you have.
to protect it. Here there are no other issues.
Maize.
Plant it, just
Mostly it
water
is grown
supply,
with
if it
maize,
is very
tobacco,
close,
Palm oil.
Yeah.
Palm oil.
irrigation or the
this
rainfall.
is oil palm.
Chilies.
Millet.
Forget. Plant and forget more.
Plant and forget. Fill it, shut it, forget it.
So ideal for
Just I don't know anything about tobacco.
Land bank, and has
No.
to show to the government.
Yeah,
and
it
the
takes
bank
fertilizer,
that you
yeah.
have the land.
But it is initially what they do while preparing the land, they use fertilizer for
Automatically
growth of
once
tobacco.
again
Right.
it grows up.
Right.
It takes
But it's not
And
those
instead of
medias
cutting the tree,
maize.
you get carbon credits.
not that much.
No.
Instead of cutting the tree.
For chili and others, it requires more
Yeah,
fertilizer.
but that's not some more high value.
Yeah, high value. Yeah, high value.
Don't mind so much.
That's when you get it.
Because at the height of the dry season, doesn't this
they're very uniform.
sandy soil doesn't blow away?
Not in this part of the country.
And for this technology in India,
See, why we are insisting on efficacy? Once you take land from the government
Yes.
and really want to do agriculture,
కొంచెం trimming ఇచ్చేసి.
you know, like this, you can take 3-4 leaves, rub on your chest, and get out.
That's why
One thing where you can show to the government or the institution supporting you that you are really doing
జనాలు వేస్తారు.
feel at home, right? 60,000 వరకు అయిపోయింది. అగ్రికల్చర్ 1/3, 2/3 ఫారెస్ట్. అగ్రికల్చర్ టీమ్ ఎంత ఉన్నారు స్టార్ట్ అయింది యాక్చువల్లీ. థర్డ్ రొటేషన్.
All right.
Already got,
They harvested.
This is third cut lot.
yeah.
Fruits will develop like the plant. So only once you have to invest for planting. After that, no investment for planting. At least 30 rotations.
Yeah.
This is the last rotation for us.
And then is it difficult to get the yourself?
6 months old. This is the 4 months old.
After harvesting.
After harvesting. 4 months.
unless otherwise it's
So you can see the uniformity. This is a different pattern. Here you can't do agriculture.
No,
Here, that's why they planted 2 more rows between those.
it's very specific. Why the 0.125?
the yield on this land would be for traditional crops.
50 metric tons per acre.
It means 125 tons per hectare.
Of
Wood.
what?
3 years.
Okay.
Yeah, harvested in 3 years.
In 3 years. So, and the value of that
$1.
$5,000 over 3 years, 4 years.
3 years.
3 years.
For this year, harvested in 3 years.
3 years. Right. So 3 years. So it's $1,500, $1,700 a year.
Yeah.
And in the year 1, you can grow for some intercrop.
Yes, I think I don't know anything about it, but I would think that
ఆయన అక్కడ పెట్టండి ఈజ్ టాలర్
First, yeah. Yes.
నన్ను పొట్టోని చేస్తారా?
నో ఇట్ ఈస్ వెరీ డేంజరస్ టు లీవ్ మార్క్ ఇన్ ద బ్రెయిన్
Yeah.
నేను ఎందుకంటే నాకు ఇది తోపుంటే తప్పు సార్ అయిపోయిందా?
So if the same model you can adopt in Guinea, all the farmers also can do this.
Yeah.
This particular plantation requires not much of investment, not much of maintenance. If you have abundant lands, we can start in your own land to start with. So you need not search every day what is happening. Only thing is rainfall should be there.
Rainfall is 6 months rainfall and
Akkada 6 months, 9 months.
see there's a 3,800 mm is rainfall. And
So
here
if you have more rainfall,
fertile. What
instead of 4 years you will get yield
Kamak
in
has
3
gone to
years.
Nigeria.
No.
You are saying it is very fertile.
That's
Kenya.
West Africa.
West Africa.
Sir ambassador అక్కడ నుంచి వచ్చారు. ఢిల్లీలో ఉంటారు.
Is that a specialist
One time
machine?
job
Oh, this is
option.
special.
You
Normal
can't get it
machine,
out with
some
a big plow.
equipment is there.
If you can handle, you can do it.
Not just a big plow.
It's a big plow like.
It's a big plow.
It will be 4 feet inside.
But you wanted to return it to agriculture. It's quite
No, it's not very different. Not
After
very
that,
expensive.
second year, I'll give you the
This has value. This has value.
Do they?
Yeah.
What's the
For
value?
burning brick kilns
Right.
or
tobacco
curing. They have value for it.
Right.
They get money out of it.
Those little barns that we see on the road with the fireplace outside, that's all for tobacco
Yeah,
drying.
tobacco.
Yeah.
Tobacco చూపించాలంటే మన బ్యాన్
Tobacco barrels are there.
Barrels.
So they have roots have value.
Right.
So not much investment for removing that
Right.
also.
Okay, so you recover quite a lot of your cost.
It's maybe $100 per acre.
Right.
$200 per acre.
To
remove.
Remove it and make normal.
Yeah.
soil.
And then when you finished with it after 12 years, how depleted is the land? How much of the goodness is
Yeah,
taken
there is
out?
nothing difference in the soil. Why? Because there is a lot of leaf drop from this.
Yeah, so
plant.
the mulch is...
So
is-
every
is-
year, what
is-
they are doing like this, they'll go on
Yeah.
Mulching and
mulching into
getting-
soil. There will be a lot of humus addition to the soil, and
So-
nutrient will
Yes.
remain same. Because whatever the nutrients are there, it goes to leaf. Again, it is
Yeah,
refreshing
sure,
soil.
sure.
So there is not much difference.
So when you harvest it, you strip all the bark and the...
Yes.
No.
Here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is left
And
here.
that just goes into
Yeah,
ground.
bark also will go into the soil.
Yeah, right. And what percentage of saleable weight is there from, if you take a where's the mature one? Take a whole tree,
Okay.
roughly what percentage of it can you sell?
Okay, suppose it is 100 kgs.
Yeah.
70% will be
Right.
pulpwood. 30% will go as bark, twigs, leaves,
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
20%.
Yeah.
30% will go.
Right. Fascinating.
Again, the value.
How expensive is the mill itself? How complicated?
In Indian currency, technical people maintain mill.
Right.
So basically from the wood, it has to be processed into a paper, which is again a very huge investment.
Right. And would we export the pulp?
Yeah, what we were asking the company ITC,
Yeah.
their CEO, we had a couple of meetings, and even Director of Finance and Mr. Pradeep we met. So what we requested them is, it will be ideal if ITC can set up a pulp unit there,
Yeah.
which will be supporting us and it will give a huge mileage for the company also.
Sure.
They said they can consider it only after we plant certain areas.
Yeah.
So without plantation they can't take that choice. So they wanted us to cover at least 60 to 70,000 hectares for them to make a pulp
60
mill.
to 100.
60 to 70.
60,000 to 70,000
Right.
hectares of land with this plantation. For them to take a decision on the pulp mill so that it will be optimally utilized.
Right.
To establish almost 3 lakh tons of pulp per annum,
Right.
$1 billion investment is required for ITC.
Luckily, we've got a man with $1 billion here. Right.
We can work out many alternatives, but that will be a discussion after 2 years.
And how sensitive are the plants to the rainfall in the...
Water levels. Huh?
No, I'm thinking more, I mean, our rain all arrives in over 4 months in big buckets,
Yeah. It is heavier.
and then stop.
Stop.
And how sensitive are the plants to that?
It is absolute whatever water level.
These
Suppose
plants
this
are
is the
more
plant
stubborn
model.
than you.
Right.
They can survive all
Water level
environments.
is coming up to this.
Only-
Only will have to plant.
Only difference is, if water is less available,
Yeah.
the yield you are supposed to get in 3 years may take 4 years.
Right.
Nothing else is going to change. If water is more, you may
More,
get instead of
no
4,
problem
3
at all.
years.
The water table in the dry season is about 15 meters down, I think. Will the roots go down that far?
4 feet is the maximum distance of the
4 feet.
4 feet. Right.
And during planting, there should not be heavy rains and all that.
Right.
Once the plant is established
Yeah.
and grown, if water levels are there, no problem.
Doesn't bother.
No.
No.
But initial stage, they should not be flooded.
It doesn't flood where we are, but it just rains
Yeah, that's right.
a hell of a lot. And the soil is clay
Yeah.
with some loam and a little bit of sand, but it's
Yeah.
mostly clay.
See here,
Is clay alright?
clay is right. See here, the varieties, more than 30 varieties of these clones are there.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Based on the soil report,
yes.
different varieties we have to select and plant.
Right.
Suitable to that, even we have to see the rainfall, we have to see the soil conditions, and select which type of plant.
And what ideally is the pH that you
pH, EC, and other
No,
nutrients.
what pH you
What
expect?
8.5.
pH is
How many?
Above,
six-
below
6
8.5.
to 9 is the
6 to 9 is the survival zone.
Right,
You can't survive below 6 or above
below
9.
6.
Yeah.
right. But we're somewhere between 4.5 and 6.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Then 4.5, of course,
Is
no
not
clones have
suitable.
been tried.
4.5 is horrible.
Some other clone has to be experimented on that.
Experimented on that.
6 to 9 is the ideal zone.
Right.
Right.
Most of the Indian soils are like that.
And well, the trouble is to change the pH.
We don't
You have
attempt
to
that.
you
Change
have
the
to do lot
location.
of lot of
Change the location.
Exactly.
జింక్ ఇవన్నీ అంటే
These
సాయిల్
are-
చేంజ్
these are
చేయాలంటే కాస్ట్
naturally acidic. It grows well in acidic soils.
Right.
It is from Australia species.
Yeah.
Australian soils are acidic, basically.
Yeah.
So it adapts well in acidic soils also.
But we have to make a trial specific clones for that type
we
of.
have some areas where we have high acidic soil, 4.5 we have the pH.
tried.
Grows up very well, no problem. Even only in saline alkaline soils there is a problem. The growth will not be there.
Right.
In acidic soils, absolutely not much difference is there. It's good.
Right.
We tried in 4, huh?
Yeah, 4.5, 5.
Okay.
5 we have many plantations.
Okay.
We have.
Right.
See,
So-
these, the program there, these are
Yeah,
the
no, no.
clones adapted to the Indian conditions. No. So what ITC suggested, we should develop the seed root plantations in the year 1. Get the seed from Brazil, from Australia, from ITC, and all seeds. We have to make seed stands and go for cloning suitable to that local climatic conditions. So we have to do some R&D there.
What are the pests that eat it? What comes in?
Nothing,
Okay.
sir.
Nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
Nothing.
Would you eat that?
University has
Ah.
Well, no. There'll be some little bug somewhere that'll be going.
I like mint. Menthol.
a program for the agricultural university.
So it really is almost maintenance free.
Maintenance free. Of course, sometime we may get a gall disease for some clones.
To the Institute of
Gall like a no like.
Right.
So that